This is Craig Haugard with your Financial Issues Ag Update. Corn prices traded lower, making new lows in most contracts yesterday. Ethanol production tanked last week on the sharp declines in gasoline demand. In fact, weekly ethanol production numbers for last week plummeted by 165,000 barrels per day, down to a production level of 840,000 barrels a day. While daily production was dropping, we saw stocks increase to a record level of 25.7 million barrels. As I record this, the overnight spot corn futures are trading 2.5 cents higher. In spite of the USDA reporting the February soybean crush at 182 million bushels, which is well above the trade expectations of 176 million, we still had spot futures down over 23 cents a bushel as they followed the outside markets lower yesterday. In the overnight trade, spot futures are trading slightly lower once again, down 2 cents as I record this. Wheat prices were down sharply, pressured by a stronger U.S. dollar as well as heightened fears of the spread of the coronavirus and its toll that it's taking on the global economy. It doesn't help prices that in spite of U.S. wheat acres being their lowest since 1919, we still have a monster carryout projected. In the overnight trade, Chicago is 6 cents lower, Kansas City is down 8, and Minneapolis is trading 2 cents lower. Cotton futures were hammered hard yesterday, with the May futures setting a new life of contract low. They closed down 272 points to settle at 48.41. In the overnight trade, we're snapping back a little bit, with the spot futures up 164 points. Livestock futures were absolutely decimated yesterday, with everything either down the limit or the extended limit. The June live cattle futures closed down the extended limit of $4.50. Feeder cattle futures were under pressure as well, with the May feeder cattle futures ending the day $4.50 lower. Lean hog futures were also down the limit, with the June futures closing $3 lower. Class 3 milk futures were kind of interesting, with the April futures closing 4 points lower to settle at $14.45, while May futures were up 38 points to settle at $13.12. I would think that the spread between those 2 months should continue to narrow. In the overnight trade, we have spot futures trading 3 points higher. Cash livestock markets were all sharply lower yesterday. Choice beef boxes were $7.98 lower as they closed at $235.17, while selects were down $3.83 to close at $225.13. Pork carcass values were $2.99 lower as they settled at $62.05 per hundredweight. This has been Craig Haugard with your Financial Issues Ag Update. We'll be right back with more financial issues after this.